It used to be a fringe position. It's not anymore. On the Second Amendment, meanwhile, the Democratic Party has moved to advocating for gun control. It's been going on for a long time, to pushing for government gun confiscation. That's a big change. Just 2 years ago, here was Hillary Clinton's position on firearms.
I'm not looking to repeal the Second Amendment. I'm not looking to take people's guns away. But I am looking for more support for the reasonable efforts that need to be undertaken to keep guns out of the wrong hands.
Well, those words could have been uttered any time in the last 30 years, but that was then. Democrats have just spent the last month openly calling for gun confiscation, Australia-style gun confiscation. And then just yesterday, former Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens demanded the repeal of the Second Amendment. Others have followed. That would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. And then on the subject of abortion, in the 1990s, you often heard Bill and Hillary Clinton say abortion ought to be, quote, safe, legal, and rare. As recently as 2009, Barack Obama agreed with them. Watch.
So let us work together to reduce the number of women seeking abortions. Let's reduce unintended pregnancies. Let's make adoption more available. Let's provide care and support for women who do carry their children to term.
That was the position of the Democratic Party really from Roe v. Wade until about yesterday, that even though abortion should remain legal, it was undesirable. It was something sad, something to be avoided if possible. That's how most voters feel about it. Democrats no longer say that. The party's base is for abortion, be proud of having one. Progressives want women to shout your abortion. Just 2 days ago, Planned Parenthood in Colorado demanded a new Disney princess, one who's had an abortion, to be a role model for girls. These are views outside the mainstream as measured by opinion polling. Are they the topics, are they the issues that Democrats are going to run on during the midterm elections? Joining us tonight is someone who has spent a long time in the Democratic Party, Jennifer Palmieri. She's spent years at the heart of it. She was communications director for both the Obama White House and the Hillary Clinton presidential campaign. She's got a brand new book out, which is doing very well on Amazon. It's called Dear Madam President, and she joins us tonight. Jen Palmieri, thanks for coming on.
Happy to be here, Tucker.
So a lot has been written about the changes in the Republican Party under Trump. It's changed a lot. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
The Democratic Party has changed, I would say, as much or more, and it's gotten very little attention. Do you acknowledge that President Obama going out and saying, I'm going to crack down on illegal immigration, couldn't say that today?
No, because what's happened is the problem got a lot worse, and Congress wouldn't do anything about it. You know, when President Obama gave that speech many years ago, that was when we were trying to pass comprehensive immigration reform. And you tried to pass it, and you got it through one body, and you couldn't get it through the other. And Congress is broken, and it wwon't pass it. And so the problem has gotten a lot worse in the meantime. But, like,
well, that's true.
What was that? What are you talking about? The Democrats are in the mainstream of views when it comes to guns and when it comes to immigration and when it comes to abortion.
Well, then let me ask you a couple
questions. And there's no one that thinks that abortion shouldn't be safe, legal, and rare. And I guess this is the part of this show where you set me up with a bunch of
I'm not setting you up.
Extreme straw men.
I mean, I don't know if it's a straw man or not.
That don't represent the view of the Democratic Party.
Let me just ask you a couple quick questions then. Are there any circumstances when non-citizens should be allowed to vote?
No, I think that it's citizenship. Voting comes with citizenship. But that is, but what's
non-citizens should never vote in American elections.
But what's happened is that despite the Congress is broken. It does not react to what the people want.
I agree with that completely.
The people want immigration reform. The people want more gun control.
Okay.
That is what they want.
But the details matter. So you said that non-citizens should never vote in elections. I would argue that your party will overtake you on that question soon, but we'll see.
Well, maybe if Congress never does anything to address immigration reform,
then non-citizens should vote.
No,
then.
So this is the part where
I'm asking you what you think.
Tucker, you know what? I said, I got the invitation to come on your show, and immediately I was like, there's no way I'm doing that. And then I thought, I like Tucker, and he's a smart guy.
But I'm actually asking you sincere questions.
And I am a woman with nothing to lose, so I was like, sure, I'm going to go on his show.
If you think I'm asking you an unfair question.
You really believe this, Tucker? You really believe that the Democratic Party thinks that abortion shouldn't be rare?
Let me ask you this. Hold on, I'll get to that. But do you think the government should ever take guns from law-abiding people? That's not a trick question. It's a sincere question.
I think that there should be an assault weapons ban. I don't think that people need to take their guns away, but I think there should be an assault weapons ban.
People who own the guns.
You are setting the conversation up to purposefully put me in a box.
I'm actually not.
We don't need to. That
what?
we don't.
Why?
These
are absolute. I think everyone watching, liberals and conservatives, would acknowledge that's a totally fair question. Why is that not a fair question? Because you don't want to answer it? I don't understand.
No, because it's not a sincere question.
It is very much a sincere question. It is, as a gun owner, I can promise you, I couldn't tell you how sincere it is.
My husband has a number of guns too.
That's great. But even if I didn't, should government ever take the guns of people who have not misused them?
I think we've addressed it.
And you don't think it should?
Move on.
You don't think it should? No, you don't want to answer
on your list of questions that are designed to set me up.
I think that's a setup. It tells you how sad our national conversation has become. Because my questions are totally sincere. They're right to the heart of the matter.
I think they are sincere. Because
they are sincere.
I think a sincere question would be, when it came to guns, wow. Do you know why people are taking to the streets? Do you know why people are calling for Australian gun reform? But because children are dying in schools at an outrageous number. So
we're going to talk to Jennifer Palmieri about her book.
Really?
Yes, we are. And more about the future of the Democratic Party. That will air tomorrow night.
All right, switching gears now. A record number of women either running or likely to run for Congress this year. More than 500, according to Rutgers University. Jennifer Palmieri was a top advisor to Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign, and she has advice for women who want to run for public office, whether in their town, in their state, or in Washington. She also served as communications director for President Obama, and her book, Dear Madam President, is out this week, and Jennifer joins me now, and I'm really glad that you could be here today. The book is quite, it's special, right? It's a small, slim volume.
It's slim, yeah.
And I like the rose gold as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a nice job with the design.
Do you think that if Hillary Clinton had won, you would have written a book as well? No? No,
I don't. I think that because I see after having, I think I had two experiences, and one we share, which is I watched what happens with a women candidate, at that level, at the presidential campaign, and then the other is being a woman who worked in politics, as you and I both did, at pretty high levels in the White House, and I had a lot of great mentors, men and women both, but it's a high pressure situation for women. I felt like I drew lessons from both of those experiences. I think if she had won, I might. There are some of the obstacles that I think women face, and it's not that men are trying to hold women back, or that or that everybody that didn't vote for Hillary did so because of sexist attitudes. But that it just sort of revealed to me about how we still have questions about women and ambition, and it's
that word ambition,
and there's something about her I just don't like. I think that for women in power, you hear that a lot about women in power, not just women in politics. And I think it's because we spent many hundreds of years making politics sort of suited for men, and women still don't
you
quite
said you said that you told NPR that in around September of 2016, that you had a feeling that you could possibly that she could lose the election to President Trump, and you said he just rolled over 16 to 17 candidates on the Republican side, and then you know this quote well. We'll just play it one more time. In September of 2016, Hillary Clinton also said this.
To just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
And I was curious if those two moments came together from you, just from a communication standpoint, when you're a staffer and you're in the green room and you hear something, and did you know at that moment that was going to be a big deal?
I wasn't there, but when it happened. But when I heard about it, yes, I did know it was going to be a big deal. And it is, as she said, to be grossly generalistic, which you never should do, and to characterize